Hello and welcome to the news at 7 on Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM Abuja. My name is Oikeke Igado Kure. The headlines this hour. President Muhammadu Buhari calls for establishment of single market to reduce poverty in Africa. Nigerian students call for intervention to end university strike. On the foreign scene, Kenya's opposition leader Raila Odinga inaugurates himself as president today. And in sports, Chan reaches semi-finals with Morocco, Libya, Nigeria and Sudan still standing. Details of this and more in a moment. Please do stay with us. And other news in full. President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday conversed for the speedy establishment of a single unified market in Africa to increase trade, create more jobs and reduce poverty. The president made the call while presenting Nigeria's position in favor of the report on the establishment of a continental free trade area at the 30th ordinary session of the Assembly of Heads of State and Government in Addis Ababa. While justifying Nigeria's vote for the initiative, the president said it would provide Africa with tremendous opportunity to achieve significant growth driven by intra-African trade. President Buhari said it will also generate more economic growth, enhance efficiency, and support enterprise and innovation. He told his African colleagues that it will be another step in uniting Africa. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari at the 30th session of the African Union in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, was named Africa Anti-Corruption Champion by the organization. Speaking with Human Rights Radio in Abuja, some people called on the president to ensure that under his watch, corruption is really brought to the barest minimum in Nigeria.
He's trying his best. It's so unfortunate that things are not working out for him. The international communities, they've seen that. That's why they gave him that title. If he wants to defend that title, all he needs to do, people that are truly corrupt, even in his own side, he should bring them out. So he should fish them out and be fair to everybody. We will hail him.
If they want to fight corruption, they will start within themselves. That the people that are causing the problem, they are fighting corruption. But a good leader must show a good example. They are not fighting corruption. Within them, there are still corruption. So it's going around within them. They are the ones that are fighting corruption. And they are the one that are causing corruption.
If he really wants to show Africa that he is the champion of anti-corruption in Africa, then he should start from home by getting rid of corrupt people around him. We're crying because of the people around President Buhari that take decisions for President Buhari, because most of the issues at hand, President Buhari does not even have a clue that most people are suffering the way they are suffering. But if only the right people will be around him, they will take the information to him, but they don't take the information to him. So President Buhari should first and foremost tackle corruption from inside the presidential villa, and from there it will spread around the country.
The National Association of Nigerian Students (NANS) has appealed to the federal government to intervene in the ongoing strike embarked upon by the Joint Action Committee of the Non-Academic Staff Union of Nigerian universities. It will be recalled that unions embarked on an indefinite nationwide strike in December 2017 over non-implementation of agreement entered with the federal government in 2009 and 2017. They warned that failure to comply with their demands would lead to mass mobilization of Nigerian students and union leaders to occupy the streets of Abuja. The student body noted that it has also asked the university workers to shift ground so as to see a final solution to the problem. Inability of students to commence NYSC, as well as students indulging in all sorts of social vices as a result of idleness, are some of the effects of the strike. Reports say a lot of children in Nigeria, especially in the rural areas, have dropped out of school as a result of herdsmen-farmer clashes in Benue and other parts of the country. This is because the clashes have led to millions of families leaving their homes and communities to camps across the nation. Expressing concerns, some people told our correspondents that the future of the Nigerian child is at stake and urged government to find a lasting solution to the threat.
If we keep having recurrent of this kind of issues, we make our children who are going to school stay at home. In fact, where is the home to even stay if issues like this are happening? If herdsmen can come with cows and invade a community where children are going to school, we're talking about no job, no school fees for parents to pay for their children, no good infrastructure. What would they learn? What is the future for our children for tomorrow? We keep hearing we are the leaders of tomorrow. Where are the leaders? It's better we start grabbing that leadership now than waiting for tomorrow, because I don't think tomorrow will ever come if we continue in this manner.
Some of my uncle's children in Makodi, they are nowhere to be found. Some of them are being relocated to the village. So let government do something about it. The whole situation is affecting so many things. It's affecting schools. Children are dropping out of schools. They have been taken to the villages where they are not supposed to be. Some even have lost their job. Some are dead. That is one of the negative effects of this herdsmen routing of 18.
Many children, they are out of school. There's no way they can resume to school because of the crashes between herdsmen and farmers. So if government can help the children where they come to be schooling there before they settle and they will go back, we appreciate that.
They are leaders of tomorrow, but even when they are out of school, there will be a lot of crimes.
The Nigerian Customs Service has vowed to open its records for investigation to determine if it's culpable in allegations of economic waste leveled against it by the Senate. The Controller General of Customs, Hamid Ali, stated this in Abuja when the Senate Ad hoc Committee on Economic Wastage in the Nigerian Customs Service visited its headquarters in continuation of its investigation. The Ad hoc Committee was set up following a motion by Senator Ahmed Hassan in which he accused the customs services of storing large volumes of seized perishable food items in its warehouse across the country. According to him, the food items which ought to have been auctioned as required by law have been left to rot away, leading to huge economic loss to the government. Meanwhile, Nigerians have reacted to the move by the House of Representatives wanting a phased ban on the importation of fish into the country. The members had observed that unrestricted importation had turned Nigeria to a dumping ground for all manner of fishes, some of which were not good for human consumption. Those who spoke with us wondered why the agencies involved in checkmating goods coming into Nigeria have continued to allow food items that are not safe for consumption find their ways into the country.
I don't think problem we have is from those who are bringing it. It's from those that are letting it pass into this country, and some people are just busy thinking about their pockets and not thinking about the health of Nigerians. I'll urge the government to try and put a better regulatory body into this thing. Let them ensure that they do what they have pledged Nigerians that they are going to do before they assume every office. Those things are passing because some people are benefiting from it. What will happen when it's your brother that eats one of those fishes? Your millions can't bring them back. Whatever benefit you're getting from it, please stop it, because it does not bring back life.
This country, we are not straightforward to ourselves. There's no anything that comes to this country without migration or custom know about it. If there's a child that is not good, they can stop it not to come. They're talking of ban. What we have is not sufficient. If you are banning, how much do you produce? The one that is coming outside the country to Nigeria, they must be checked up before you come back. There are people in the airport, there are people in the border that need to check those things before they bring it. Not abandon, they bring to Nigeria. It's not fair.
Customs should step up their game. Do more on orientation and the health implications. It should go a long way. If an ordinary person knows about the health implication, I'm sure the person will not buy. The person will prefer buy from Nigeria. Our own fish is better off.
The agencies need to do more, because there are some people government hand over these issues to checkmate them. They are not even doing what they're supposed to do. What they do is that they collect money from those smugglers and allow those contraband into our country. The way citizens are people consuming it, government needs to do more. If they can have a monitoring team that monitor those people and know exactly how they operate.
Atta Joseph is the FCT spokesman of the Nigerian Customs Services, Abuja.
Sometimes an item can be restricted from one point of entry to another. Example is vehicles. Importation of vehicles as at today is restricted to the seaport, meaning it cannot come through the land border. Same thing for rice. In the case of fish is under restriction. It is controlled by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture. So if, for instance, a company gets a quota allocation, a letter, or the necessary authority from the Ministry of Agriculture, that company will be free to import the allowed quantity into the country. As regards the condition of such fish, anything edible, customs does not clear until you get clearance from the appropriate agency of government, in this case, NAFDAC.
Despite laws and guardians that promote positive landlord-tenant relationships, some property owners in Nigeria still threaten and harass their tenants. A tenant, Ifeoma Okore, was on Brekete Family Radio program on Monday to seek for help and get justice over an alleged harassment and intimidation by her landlord. In this interview, she narrated to Human Rights Radio correspondents about how her life has been continually threatened by her landlord.
Last year, that was March ending, I traveled to Ghana and my rent always expired ending of April. Between that April that my rent expired and May, I called the wife of the landlord who is in charge of the property whenever you paid. I called her that I have some part payment of my rent, which is 150. From 400 she told me I should be paying, which I paid into the account. She confirmed it. Then 2 weeks later, I was calling her to pay the complete payment. They called me that landlord is in the house breaking my door. He said I should pay the balance before he will leave the house, and the news I was gotten inside the house, my house was turned into a hotel because I can't leave the program I'm doing in Ghana to come back. So coming back this January 4th, only for me to find out that everything in my house have gone. They sold off all my property. What brought me here? Brekete family to help me because I don't have anywhere else. Since police rejected me, he's threatening my life. I don't know anything can happen because he's a very notorious man.
The Brekete Family Project says it has commenced investigation into the allegation with a view to getting justice for Okore if the need arises. And from there, we'll take a short break. We'll be right back. Please do stay with us. Welcome back. And on the foreign scene, Kenya's opposition leader, Raila Odinga, has said he is not afraid of sanctions ahead of his swearing-in ceremony scheduled for today. The leader of the opposition National Super Alliance, NASA Coalition, said this while addressing his supporters in the Nyanza region. Odinga's Nasser insists that they won the August 8, 2016 presidential election, which was nullified by the Supreme Court. Odinga and Nasser also boycotted the repeated election, which Uhuru Kenyatta won with over 98% of the votes cast. Though Kenyatta was sworn in as president, Nasser refuses to recognize his government and instead plans to run a parallel government with Odinga as the people's president. Uhuru's government has warned of their consequences for anyone working to destabilize the nation. And in sports, host Morocco and Sudan have progressed to the last four of the African Nations Championship. Nigeria and Libya are the other semi-finalists. The Moroccans knocked out Namibia in Casablanca. In the last four, the hosts will meet Libya, who edged Congo-Brazzaville after a penalty shootout. On the other side, the Sudanese progressed to the semi-finals, where they will meet Nigeria, who came from behind the quarterfinals to defeat Angola 2-1. Antonio Okpoto equalized for the Nigerians in the 92nd minute before Okechukwu Gabriel grabbed a winner in an extra time for Nigeria to progress. The semi-finals will be played on Wednesday, with the tournament ending with the finals on Sunday. And that's the news, but we'd like to remind you that President Muhammadu Buhari has called for establishment of single market to reduce poverty in Africa. Nigerian students call for intervention to end university strike. On the foreign scene, Kenya's opposition leader Raila Odinga inaugurates himself as president today. And in sports, CHAN reaches semi-finals with Morocco, Libya, Nigeria and Sudan still standing. And that's the news for this hour. Thank you for listening. My name is Oikeke Igado Kure.